Hello everyone and welcome to Mr. Mo Dynasty. It's episode 17. And in this episode we're going to get through spring training and play our opening day game for season 2.
For season 2 of the White Sox. It is February, spring training week 1. And we're going to organize our pitching staff, starters, and bullpen for spring training. As I mentioned before, we're going to give Cannon the opening day spot. We're going to have Drew Thorpe be number 2. After that, I think we are looking for Jake Eater to be our 3, Jerpy to be our 4, and we are going to give the spot to Kyle Busch. That being said, we might give some spots. We might, halfway through the season of spring training, switch out and give it to Hagen Smith and Noah Schultz and see what they can do. But our closer is definitely going to be Karinchak. Their setup for Boozer. Is it time for Raymond, though? I think Raymond is Boozer. Pitching clutch 49. Boozer did phenomenal last year. Can we bring Ray Mata in as a middle relief lefty? We've already got quite a few of those. We have 2 set of lefties. We definitely have some options this year. So we have a lot of Rule 5 guys that definitely solidified our bullpen. Yeah, that may be the way we do it. We might end up throwing 3 lefties at teams this year. Possibly. We'll see. If it's not Kyle Busch, could Hagen Smith go right from AA to starting? Could be. His numbers are good already. 4-seamer, splitter, slider, and 2-seam. Schultz. Could he make a jump? We'll see. Alright, so we definitely have that our lineup. Come back and show you the lineup I come up with. Next up, it says organize your lineup against right-handed starters and left-handed starters. So we are going to do that. So against right-handed pitching, we are actually going to play first baseman Ryan Ward's in center field to start out the year. He has 72 speed, and so we're going to give that a shot and lead him off. He's got pretty good hitting skills. And then we're going to play Rule 5. I don't know why they're not showing Andres Chaparro with the Rule 5 thing, but that's how we got. He's got some decent hitting skills as well. We're going to bat him second. We're going to play him at third base. He has a decent fielding there. Not a very good arm, though. A little concerned about that. Probably should be playing first base. Burleson's going to DH and bat third. Jason Dominguez is going to bat fourth against right-handed pitchers, because he has that 75 pop against righties. And then we're going to give Ryan Clifford a spring training chance to play first base and see what he can do there. Pulse Montgomery's going to bat 6th. We're going to give Matt Shaw, third baseman. He can also play second. We're going to give him a chance to play second base for us in spring training. Kyle Teal is going to get a chance to play catcher in spring training. And then Dominic Fletcher is going to play right field for now. Against lefties, we're going to switch things up here. And I'll come back and show you the lineup when we do that. And against left-hand pitching, we're going to go Jolks in right, Pozo catcher, Chaparro at first, Dominguez in left, Sosa at second, Melendez DH, Shaw at shortstop, Ramos at third, and Von Brown in center. So we're giving a lot of people a chance to hit their better side for the most part. The only person not getting a chance is Brooks Baldwin. And we know what Brooks Baldwin can do. We've seen him do his thing. Oh, also, Miguel Vargas is going to get a chance. Tristan Gray. but that's what we're going to go with. Next up, the start of spring training, you can renew contract. Any player, let's see. We have players that you can renew contract. Let's see, renew contract. Nope, we don't have that. Okay, so spring training. It says with the start of a new season, the following player ratings revert 10 points closer to 50, whether that means add or subtract. So GM approval, job security, fan approval, media approval. So all the approvals, we're going to record those numbers and I'll get back to you. So for spring training week number 1, I am simming the week. Okay, we went 3-3. I like that. For spring training week number 2, with the start of the new season, the following ratings revert 10 points closer to 50. So as I was saying, so the GM approval rating last year was at 14, so it gets 10 points closer to 50. So now I'm at 24. Job security rating last season was at 54, so it drops to 50 for the job security rating. For fan approval, I was at 22, so that jumps up to 32. Media approval, I was at 19, so that's up to 29. Player approval was at 22, it jumps to 32. And staff approval was at 31, that jumps to 41. For the team chemistry, I was at 43, so that jumps to 50. All right. Our salary cap starts at $59 million, and our EPR is at 25. Now we're going to simulate the second week of spring training. We're currently 5-7. Let's go to spring training week 2. We have all your players on auto training. You're allowed to adjust players 1 through 20. So we're going to go to training. Okay, training. Let's see. Yep, training. And anybody in the 1 through 20 spot we can adjust. So Cannon, I like him working on those numbers. Thorpe, continue to work on those numbers. Jason Dominguez, we want him working on probably the clutch vision discipline because we want to see him get that clutch number up. John Curtis, let's continue to have you work on, I think those 4 are fine. Burleson, still the weight room. Yeah, I'd like to get his power up to 70. Pozo, let's keep having you work on those 3. Mata, let's see what can go on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. More wants. Let's have you work on those 4. Sosa. We work on those 3. Teal. We're going to have him work on those 3 hitting coach sessions. Karinchak, you're closing now, so your pitching clutch is what I want to see worked on. Keep working on that. Those walks per 9 are concerning, though. But yeah, clutch. Gonzalez, we're going to have you work on those 4 as well. Paredes. Let's have you work on your 4 stats there. Hagen Smith. Obviously, got to have you work on those 4 stats. Chaparro. Let's have you work on the hitting coach. Ryan Ward. Let's have you work on your power. All right. It says 20. Let's see how many that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So Jerpy's the last one. So Montgomery, we need you to keep working on your contact. Peter, keep working on your force things there. And then Jerpy, let's have you work on your 4 as well. Yep. Okay, so those are what we can work on week 2. And it says, as you continue spring training, you decide to name a team captain. And then D3 to his potential. Yeah, we're definitely going to stay with Colson Montgomery as our captain. So we're going to go ahead and jot that down. Colson Montgomery is our team captain. he gets a D3 added to his potential. So let's go ahead and roll for that. And I rolled a 3. We are going to go to Folsom Montgomery. And that bumps him up to 90 potential. That is a huge deal for Folsom Montgomery. He now has A potential. Like to see that. Obviously, we're not allowed to send him to the minors or cut him or trade him, or else we suffer a huge thing. It says then simulate the week. So we're going to simulate this week here. I think we're going to sim. Let's see. Let's give Bush. Yeah, we'll do those starts there, and then we're going to actually change the rotation. Let's sub out Cannon. Let's give that to Hagen Smith and Schultz. We'll give you a chance to start, and then we'll let Corella. We'll give him a chance to start, and Barella. We'll give him a chance to start, and that should be all of our starters. And then we'll let everybody else, and we'll see who ends up with the best stats. And then as far as the relievers, let's give Anderson and Wilson a chance to get in there. Anderson, you get in there. He's already had a lot of innings. Curtis has had a lot of innings. Anderson, you get in there and get you some. And then Wilson. Let's give him a chance to get some innings. Okay, that'll give everybody a chance to get some playing time and some. We definitely want to get some stats. Okay, we're 8-11, which isn't too shabby. Spring training week 3. We're allowed to adjust players 21 through 40. All right, so let's go ahead and figure out who that's going to be. Training. So we're going to have Schultz, and Baroa, then Clifford. We definitely want you working on power. Shaw, I think we want just contact, just get him hitting the ball. Maton, you're never going to be a great fielder, so let's just keep working on your clutch, discipline, vision. Bush, let's have you working on your 4 stats pitching coach. Baldwin, let's have you working on your contact. Taylor, 4 stats. Ordonez, 4 stats. Boozer, have you working on clutch, because you come in the 8th inning sometimes. Wilson, 4 stats. Melendez, working on your pop, weight room. Fletcher, have you working on your vision, discipline, clutch. Corey Lee, you stink. I don't care what you're working on. You annoy me. And Brown, 3 stats. How many is that now? Let's see, 1, 2. This be 36. Tristan Gray. Lete. Caro. And Ramos. Okay. And then week 3, sales and marketing is going to roll. Try to help our department. Roll. We got a 58. Sales and marketing is, let's see what we got here. Sales and marketing was a 27, so we failed that. we were trying to help out. Oh, we were probably trying to help out. Let's see. Scout number 3 failed, so he's going to drop from 35 to 29. So go ahead and simulate the rest of week sim 3. All right. Week 4, the GM asks how the season is going to go. Your answer will carry consequences. Record your response on the info sheet. Well, last year we won 57 games. Are we good enough to move up to square one? That's 57 to 63 games. Can we be a rebuilding squad? Can we get to 64 wins this squad? That would be rebuilding. I think we can. So we're going to call it rebuilding, 64 to 70. It's a bold prediction since we only won 57 games last year, which was square one, 57 to 63. But we're going to call rebuilding. Now that does cost us a D12 approval rating with the GM. We're going to roll that, and we rolled an 11. Of course we did. Our GM approval rating is down to 13. And go ahead and send 3 of those games. 10 and 12, not too bad. At a press conference during week 4, we were asked about our expectations for the season. And because we are media, reminder, we are media stoic 2. Our approval rating with the media drops by a D8. So we're going to roll that right now. And we lost 1 with the media, so we're down to 28 with the media. But we do go up D8 with the players. I rolled a 2, so now we're up to 34 with the players. And we'll simulate 4 games. We're 11 and 12. As you continue spring training, you decide to name a veteran presence, a player that's over 30 years or 30 years old, has at least 5 years major league experience. Well, let's see who's on the major league roster that would fit that role. Who is? Well, we have a couple players. We have Cam Boozer, Justin Anderson, John Curtis, Tyler Gilbert, Steven Wilson, Andrew Wantz, Victor Gonzalez, Corey Jolks, James Karinchak, Bradis. But do they have 5 years experience? He does. Yeah, we may only have one person with the 5 years experience. Now it looks like it's going to be James Karinchak. So James Karinchak will be our veteran presence at age 30. Now, he gets to be the veteran presence, and he gets to add a D3 to his potential. So we're going to go ahead and roll the D3 for the potential. And I did roll a 3. Hi, James Karinchak. But we are going to call him a reliever. And he gets a boost to his potential. Goes up to 83. That gives us a couple closers. Would Bradis be a setup man? I think he would be. So let's call him setup. Maybe. Oh, maybe we don't mess with him. Yeah, we got five closers. Works for me. Okay, simulate the week. We finish out this week. Okay, spring training week 5. Let's see if we got anything going on here. Before moving on to the regular season, look at the statistics of the players. Select one position who had the best spring training. Okay, so this is where we get the D6 bump potential for pitcher and hitter. And then we also subtract a potential loss as well. And then we sim the rest of spring training. So let's go ahead and look at the stats and see who did the best job. Okay, we are looking to see who we thought had the best spring training based on their stats and who had the worst spring training. We're looking for one positional player and one hitter. So Ryan Ward struggled, I would say, at 204. Chaparro killed it at 319 with 4 dingers. Burleson struggled, not good. 3 home runs, but 226 average. Dominguez, 232. I'd like to see more. I like the 4 home runs. Ryan Clifford really struggled at 143. That may be so far the worst. I mean, he had 49 at bats. Pulse got right 245. Ooh, Matt Shaw, 91. That, unfortunately, is going to take the cake right now. Matt Shaw, a 91 average. He may not be ready for prime time. 69A. Kyle Teal, 317. I think he's ready to start. Down at Fletcher, 220. Pozo, 273. I like to see that. Sosa, 206. Tatum, 235. Baldwin, 187. Brown, 187. Maton, 125. Only 16 at bats. Jolks, 196. Melendez, 148 with 27 at bats. Ramos, 176. Gray, 133. Vargas didn't get any at bats. Okay, I would definitely say Matt Shaw is going to be our worst. So he will see a D6 penalty in potential. And then let's see who's going to get the best. Chaparro hit 319. Teal hit 317. Chaparro hit 4 dingers. So Chaparro is going to get the D6 boost. And Shaw is going to get the D6 drop. So let's go ahead and roll and see what happens. So Chaparro, your potential is going to, he's going to go up to a C, or from a C to a B. He got a 3. So now Chaparro is a B potential player. And unfortunately, we also have to move Shaw down. Shaw was a potential, but he's going to lose that most likely. Rolled a 2. So he does have a potential, but he's on the precipice of dropping down to a B. He does have a 90 potential. So he gets to keep the A potential for now, but it is close. All right, now we have to do the same thing to the pitchers. Who pitched well? Hagen Smith, fantastic. Schultz struggled. Only 8 innings. Corella, wow. You pitched fantastically. Hagen Smith, maybe. Ooh, it's close. I think Hagen Smith, even though he only had 13 innings, it's still 13 innings of 0.85 whip. Corella, 6.4 ERA. He just cannot. He's a 4A player. He just cannot figure it out in the majors. Kyle Busch, 4.11. Peter struggled. The 2.65 whip. Chirpy, 3.86. Plans for 1.13. That's pretty good. Only 8 innings. Paredes, 2.51. Gilbert, 1.80. Boozer only had 3 innings. Mata, 9 innings of shutout ball. So I definitely know who's going to get knocked down. That's Prelander Baroa. 22 innings, he had a 6.14 ERA with a 1.82 whip. Boy just cannot pitch in the majors. And I think it's been really tough between Hagen Smith and Ray Mata. I think they both pitched outstanding. It's really, really tight who to give it to. I think I'm going to give it to Hagen Smith just because his overall is a 70. Mata's a 72. And so I think Hagen Smith slightly outperformed only because of the overall ratings. So Hagen Smith is going to get the boost, and Baroa is going to get the drop. So go to Hagen Smith. And he's going to go from potential of 84 to 88 as I build a 4. Nice. And then Freelander Baroa is going to drop from a 69C. And I rolled a 5. He's going to drop to a 74. So Freelander Baroa continues his drop. And we are at spring training. That takes care of that. Simulate the rest of the spring training. So we're going to simulate. And we finished at 12 and 14. Let's look at how people did. I think based on what we've seen, we can only have 26 people up. And so we have to make some tough decisions. So let's start with who's getting sent down. The first 2 people we're going to send down to start the season is we're going to send down Clifford and Shaw. I was hoping they were ready for the big time. They're not. Because of the Rule 5 stuff, we can afford to make these moves. So Ryan Clifford's going to go down the triples. And is going to use one of his options. And we're also going to send down Matt Shaw for the first of his options. Okay, that gets us down to 37. All right, next. Catcher is going to be Teal and Pozo. At first, I think what we're going to do is we are going to... We're going to send down Vargas and Gray for now. We're going to send down Vargas and Gray. Okay. We're trimming it down. Pozo's going to stay. Sosa's going to stay. Tatum's going to go down. It's the 34. All right. So let's go ahead and figure out who's going to play first. Does Melendez get a chance to play first base for us? Or does... Okay, Corey Jolks. Maybe we can play... Chaparro should play first. Because he is a good fielder, but he doesn't have a good arm. So I'd like to play him there first. So then who's going to play third? Does Lennon Sosa get one more chance? I think he will for now. Even though he struggled in spring training. And at some point, we could play Pozo first and move Chaparro to third if we have to. So now the other question is what are we missing here? Second base. So in this case, we're going to send Brian Ramos down. That gets down to 33. But specifically, we've got 9. We're going to have 14 positional players. 9 on the starting, 10, 11, 12, counting the Rule 5 guys, 13, 14, Nick Maton. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so there's our 14. So we're going to have Brooks Baldwin and Nick Maton both make the cut. And that is our positional players. Now we have to figure out our pitching rotation. Well, Hagen Smith has proven he's going to be in our rotation. So our number 1 pitcher is definitely going to be Jonathan Cannon. And Drew Thorpe is going to be 2. They were phenomenal. Hagen Smith, 3. Jake Eater struggled. Very much so. Jerpy, TB to 4. And then Kyle Busch struggled. So it's either do we start with Noah Schultz, but he struggled as well. So maybe we should send Noah Schultz back down. Corella gets the chance to start. I mean, he pitched phenomenally in spring training. He went so maybe we give Corella this chance. And let's start with the send-downs. I think Eater's going to stay at long relief. And I think we send Prelander Baroa down to try to work on his game. So we're going to send Baroa down. We're going to send Holtz down. We're going to send Kyle Busch down. That's a start. Work out some needs. Now I'll come back.
So here we are, the start of season 2, and our first game will be at Detroit. Before we start, let's take a look at our rankings. So last year we were 30th ranked, and we are still dead last in ranking of overall team. Contact. Last year we were 30th. This year we are 30th. Power. Last year we were 29th. We've gone up to 26th. Pitching. Last year we were 30th. We're up to 29th. Defense. Last year we were 26th. We've dropped to 28th. And speed. Last year we were 9th. This year we've dropped to 15th. So objectively speaking, it looks like our team has gotten worse in more things than we've gotten better. That's the start of the season. Now let's take a look at our roster. We are going to lead off Ryan Ward and play. It's unusual as he is a first baseman, but he has 72 speed, and I'm going to try him in center to start the season. We're going to play Andres Chaparro, Rule 5 player. By the way, we have several Rule 5 people on our team in the positional area. Andres Chaparro is a B70 26-year-old, but he's got a lot of pop against lefties, and I like his vision, and he is going to play first base for us for now. He does have good fielding, doesn't have a great arm, which is why I'm hesitant to play him at third. We're going to have Burleson, DH, and bat third for now. We're going to have Jason Dominguez bat fourth. He's a switch hitter. We gave him that big contract. Remember, he's going to get paid 7-year deal for 11.7. We're hoping that contract pays handsomely for us. At the start, we're going to give Lennon Sosa another start at second base. Last year, he had 237. We're hoping he improves. Batting 6, we're going to start with Colson Montgomery. We're liking to see his development hopefully go up from that 217 average last year. That he is our captain, and we're hoping that can pay dividends for us. Corey Julks is going to get the start at third base, at least at the start of the season. That can be very fluid. Kyle Teal is going to go ahead and get the start because he had a great spring training. So he's going to bat 8th for us for now. Looking to see him improve our catching, just our ability to get some production out of catcher, because last year it was a struggle. And then Dominic Fletcher is going to start off in right field this year, and his 248 average last year was good enough to get him another start this year in the outfield. At catcher, I'm very happy with our Rule 5 pickup, Yoel Pozo. He has great vision, and he's going to platoon. He's going to bat against left-handed pitchers. We're going to give Kyle Teal a day off when we're facing left-handed pitchers. Brooks Baldwin is going to be our utility player once again. As we know, I'm in the Brooks Baldwin fan club. Our Rule 5 player, Von Brown, I wanted to get a right-handed hitting outfielder, and he does provide us a lot of speed. And so when it's in the late innings, he's going to be our defensive replacement. And then we have Ivan Melendez. I wanted to get, once again, another right-handed batter, and he hits off the bench. He's got some pop, and so at the very least, he's going to be a pinch hitter that hopefully can give us some power off the bench, which we lacked severely last year. And we're going to go with a 4-man bench this year to start with because there's an extra pitcher that we're going to be going with, and let's go to that. Pitching, Cannon's going to be our ace, so to speak. Last year he was 10-11, but he had a 3.21 ERA, and I was really pleased with Jonathan Cannon last year. His WAR was 2.2, and considering what we're paying him, he did get a $2.7 million contract for 3 years. It's 2.7 a year. And then Drew Thorpe is going to be our number 2. Last year, yeah, his win-loss record at 5-16 was rather ugly, but look at the ERA, 3.86.
he did a great job in his first major season. He did pitch 44 innings in 2024, but let's face it, this was his first full-time role at starter. And while the win-loss record is ugly, I thought he pitched extremely well. Hagen Smith gets the call-up from Double-A all the way to the majors. He's a top 50 prospect. He is a 22-year-old, and he had a great spring training, and so we're going to give him the chance to stay here in the majors. If we have to send him down, we'll send him down, but he's only getting paid $70K a year. And so this is kind of his first chance to break into our rotation. Derpy last year had a 4.18 ERA, went 6-9. He started out a little tough. He got sent down and then came back up and really helped his numbers in the second half of the season. So hoping that he can have a similar season as far as like an ERA somewhere below 4.18. And that would be just great. And then the surprise is Juan Correa. He's a D65 24-year-old. He's got a call to spring training, and he performed extremely well. Not sure how well he'll do, but he did so well in spring training that he is going to get the start over some of the people I thought were going to get it. For example, Jake Eater. He had a rough spring training, and so he's going to start out at long relief. It is nice to have a long relief lefty in the bullpen, but if Correa or Hagen Smith were to falter, Eater would be the first person we would pitch. And then you look and you can see we went heavy on the Rule 5 to improve our bullpen, which I thought was already a strength. So John Curtis is going to be our number one middle relief pitcher. He's got the 3-pitch mix, 4-seam, 2-seam slider. He could easily go into setup role if he had to, but for now he's going to be our number one out of the bullpen for middle relief. We have Andrew Wantz. He's going to be our number 2. He's been out of baseball for a while, but he's going to hopefully come back. 2023 was the last time he had any amount of serviceable innings that are worth mentioning. But look at his 3.88 career ERA. I thought he was a great Rule 5 pickup for us. And then a lefty, Victor Gonzalez. He's going to be our lefty Rule 5 guy as well. He does have the slider, which I like our lefties to have. And it's been a while since he's pitched in the majors. But he also has a 3.36 ERA. So I like his ERA from his past. He's going to be our middle relief lefty. For our setup guys, Cam Boozer has earned a call back, even though he's only a 66. He had such a great year last year. He's going to come back as our setup lefty. And another Rule 5 pickup. Cam Boozer is our 4th pitcher in the middle relief. So that's sort of the thing. I didn't want to send Boozer down because he did such a great job. So I decided to go with an extra pitcher this year. So really, Boozer is probably the one, based on the slotting, he'll probably get the least amount of time. But it is nice to actually have that extra lefty. In fact, you could argue that we're a little lefty heavy in our bullpen to start the season. Paredes is going to be our righty setup. He's another Rule 5 guy. For ERA of 3, though, like that. Ray Mata, he is getting the call up this year from the minors, and we'll see how he does. But he is definitely a great person to bolster our bullpen, and I think great things are going to come. He is a closer, but I'm going to use him as a setup guy. And then James Karinchak. Last year, when he was given the saving role, he saved 16 and 19, which if you project that out, you'll take that. That's a little over 85% or so. His career ERA of 3.19. I like what he offers. I like his pitching clutch at 89. I'm a little concerned about his walk rate, his 16 rating for walks per 9. But I do like his hits per 9 at 99, his Ks per 9 at 85. And he will get the starting spot as far as closer goes. And that is going to be our team. We are playing opening day. Remember, for opening day, there are a lot of things on the line. Winning or losing this game will impact our GM approval rating, our fans rating, our media rating, our players rating, our staff approval rating. So you're getting those 5 approval ratings. More importantly for me, it affects our EPR, our job security, our sales and marketing rating, our team chemistry, manager rating. But of all that, definitely the concept that it's affecting our salary cap and EPR, that's a huge one, as we could definitely use a jump up in our salary and EPR. And that's really the biggest reason why I want to win this game, is I want to get some sort of extra budget, because right now we are right at our budget and we don't have room to purchase anybody else. And I don't want to get hit with a loss and thus have to lose people that we have. I mean, we're already on a razor-thin budget as it is. And, these opening day chances give us an opportunity to improve a lot of those ratings that you just never know throughout the season if you'll be able to improve. So enough talk. We are going to be taking on division rival Detroit Tigers, Tarek Skubal, and that's going to be a tough get for us. But if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And so we are looking to take on the Detroit Tigers, who won our division last year with 100 wins and only 62 losses. We had 57 wins and 105 losses. And we're going to come out in the blacks. Jonathan Cannon. And we are going to start, they're giving us a lefty lineup. And so are we going to go with yes, we're going to actually give Von Brown a chance to start in center. Chaparro will play second, bat second. He'll play first and bat second. Burleson will DH again at third spot. Dominguez will play right field and bat fourth. Sosa will play second base and bat fifth. Colson Montgomery will bat sixth and play shortstop. Ozo gets the catcher spot at seventh. Corey Julks will play third base and bat eighth. And Brooks Baldwin will play left field and bat ninth. Which means these are the people that we are currently sitting: Ward, Melendez, Fletcher, and Teal. So we'll have to wait for the first start of Kyle Teal's major league career. They're going to send out a lineup of Meadows, Keith, Green, Carpenter, Torkelson, Beerling, Paul DeYoung, former Cardinal, Jake Rogers. It's going to be a little rainy here, taking on Detroit. Opening day baseball. I've been excited to get this game played for several days now. The offseason does take a little bit of time.
And the Detroit Tigers. The crowd is amped up, ready to get this season underway, as are we.
We're going to turn that off.
I really like what they do.
There we go. Take it off the commentary. Opening day baseball. I'm sure they're going to give us some previews here of our season to come. What kind of stats are they going to throw our way in this rain-soaked game? We're going to talk about Tarek Skubal. He went 6-6 last year with a 2.42 ERA. Won the Cy Young back in 2024. His strikeout to walk ratio is 4-1. His whip last year was outstanding. Strikeouts, decent. Only 6-6 though, surprising for a 100-win team. I'm assuming he dealt with some injuries. First up is our Rule 5 pickup, Von Brown. First of all, before we get into this, let's look at Tarek Skubal's 5-pitch mix. 4-seam fastball, circle change, sinker, slider, and knuckle curve. And Von Brown starts with a 1-1 count. And he swings and misses on the circle change. Von Brown, a 10th round pick back in the 2021 draft. Rule 5 pickup. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Let's see if Von Brown can work the count leading off here. That's really what we want out of him. Make Tarek Skubal pitch a lot of pitches. Try to get him out in the 5th inning. And Von Brown strikes out looking at the fastball at 95. Backwards K. One away. Next up, Andres Chaparro comes in with a 1-2 count. And he strikes out on the circle change, and Skubal looks strong coming out of the gates here. Back-to-back strikeouts. And now we have Alec Burleson, much better against righties than lefties. And he got out under that ball. At least we didn't strike out, but that's going to be a lazy fly out. We've played 1/2 inning. The Tigers come out and slam the door. No score. Out comes Jonathan Cannon. As we said, 10-11 record last year, 3.21 ERA, a 1.21 whip, 123 strikeouts. He got paid a little bit in the offseason, extended his contract for 3 years, and now he's our ace. He's going to face up against Parker Meadows. And we're going to change the settings. That interface is on. I'm going to change the settings. Yeah, that interface was on my buddy's way of pitching, but I like to do the pitching with the pinpoint, not the pulse. The pulse was fine, but I love the pinpoint. I love making the pitch thing with the stick. I think that's a great addition.
Outside, that's a ball.
Wasn't there as I was horrible on that. 2-1 count. Cannon with the 2-1 count goes with the cutter. They're going to lay down the bunt. Jonathan Cannon fields it, but can he throw him out? He can. Nice play, Jonathan Cannon, showing his cannon as he got off the mound. And we look at the starting lineup for the Tigers. This is their projected averages. They've got Cole Keith going to lead them in batting average this year as a projection. Interesting. Speaking of Cole Keith, here he is with a favorable 2-1 count. That's going to be flown out to left field. Brooks Baldwin is going to make the catch. Brooks Baldwin getting the start today. Look at that headline. White Sox open season leading in MLB with 10 100 prospects. The top 10 prospects. We have 10 in the top 100. And our evaluation is 2. Here comes Riley Green, his first at bat of the year. And he swings at the sweeper.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that makes it a 1-2 count.
Ball, that's upstairs.
And get in the chase. Yeah, sure would be a nice way to start the season off with a win against the Tigers. That ball was hit pretty hard through Corey Julks. He makes the play. 1 inning, a scoreless ball. Jason Dominguez, our switch hitter, is going to hit from the right side. Like to see a breakout season from Mr. Dominguez this year.
Ball.
They're showing the predictions down at the bottom. Looks like the Dodgers once again will be making it to the playoffs. That ground ball is going to be taken by the third baseman, and the throw went away. Dominguez grounds out, and that brings up Lennon Sosa. Last year's 237 average. Like to see that move up. He's batting 5th today. He does have some pop against lefties. Swinging early against that circle change, however.
2 balls.
That evens the count at 2-2. We're at 333 average against Screwball. Fouls off that nasty slurve. And once again, 2-2 count. And Sosa strikes out on the circle change. That's 3 strikeouts now for Screwball. And that brings up Colson Montgomery, the captain of the squad.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Does a good job laying off that sinker. And he's got a favorable count. We're actually going to ambush hit to the inside. And a good take there by Colson Montgomery. This time we're going to look for the fastball high and inside and not get it, so we're going to take a pitch. And we take ball 4. And our first runner of 2026 will be our captain, Colson Montgomery. Here's Yoel Pozo, Rule 5 pickup. That ball is going to be looped out to left field, and it's going to drop for our first hit of the season. Pozo, if you had that on your bingo card, he gets our first hit of 2026. And all of a sudden, the White Sox have a little bit of a late rally here. 2 on, 2 away, and Corey Julks with an opportunity. And he's going to hit that foul. Good PCI placement, just a little bit early. And it's 1-2. And a good job fouling off that sinker. And it saves it a 1-1 count.
That's a ball.
Julks showing the discerning eye, evens the count at 2-2. 2 runners on, second inning, a lot of 2s. And a good look there for Corey Julks. And that means the runners will be running. That ball's hit in the left field. And it's going to be caught. A little early on that slider. He had a fastball swing and a slider pitch. But we do put 2 on, and we put a little pressure on Jarek Skubal, but he does get out of it. Go to the bottom of the second. If nothing else, working that pitch count definitely was something that was appreciated. Cannon sneaks in a sneaker there. 2-2 now to Kerry Carpenter, who spent his entire career with Detroit, and he strikes out on the circle change. 1 away. Next up, Spencer Torkelson. Swings on the cutter. Can Chaparro get there? Can he make this catch? He can. That's 2 quick outs here from Jonathan Cannon. And Matt Vierling. 2 outs. He's going to ground this back to Cannon. He's going to throw it to first. Quick work there from Cannon. We go to the top of the third. No score. And it's Brooks Baldwin leading off. This sounds like an inning where we're going to score runs. Look at Brooks Baldwin get almost all that ball. Way back. And Brooks Baldwin, the bomber, couldn't come through. And we're back to the top of the lineup. 1 out for Von Brown. Caught looking his first at bat. Let's see if he can take the bat off his... He can. He can swing the bat, says Von Brown. What can Brown do for you? Hopefully get on base against Mr. Skubal. He lays off that pitch. And it's even at 2-2. Can't lay off that sinker, but he does foul it off. And Skubal's already at 45 pitches through 2 1/3. Can't lay off the heater at 99, though. Von Brown, his second strikeout of the day. And Skubal's 4th. And that brings up Andres Chaparro. And he get his first hit. A wild slider there, way out of the zone. And that makes it 2-1. Ooh, that was the pitch. That was the pitch. Yeah, that was an inside fastball. We just didn't do enough with it. There, we kind of get into that one, but that's going to be probably a warning track at best shot. When does he make it to the warning track? We've played 2 innings full. In our roster, went through the third. No score. As we watch the bird fly overhead. All right, back in the third inning here, in the bottom of the third. Cannon against Paul DeYoung, former Cardinal. And DeYoung is going to get the first hit for his Tigers. 99 on the exit velo there. Not much of a base pad threat, though. Not very fast over there. 46 speed. Jake Rogers.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Will challenge him, though. So it evens the count at 2-2. And there's the sweeper. Oh, Sosa knocks it down. Can he throw him out at first? He cannot. Close play at first. Are they going to let us challenge it? They are not going to let us challenge it. Let's watch the replay. Oh, this is cool. Show drone here. Oh! Wow. We don't even get to challenge it. Interesting. Okay, now we're in a little bit of a jam. First and second, nobody out.
Ball 2.
Ricky Hernandez wouldn't fall for the sinker there, so we're trying to induce the double play. That pitch got in there. He needs to count at 2-2. Ooh! Wouldn't bite on the sweeper. And it's going to be a full count. Ball's popped up. We could certainly use a strikeout here. And we strike him out on the sinker. Good pitch from Cannon. Big first out there. But now we're back to the top of the lineup, and Parker Meadows has a golden opportunity to get Detroit on the board.
2 balls, 1 strike.
That was not a competitive pitch from Jonathan Cannon. We need to do better than that. There's the cutter. Brooks Baldwin ranging over. He's going to make this play. No tag. And Cannon has battled back to get 2 outs. He needs to get one more, though, in the form of Colt Keith, who they project to be their best average hitter.
That's ball
Doesn't
2.
bite on the low fastball. 22
2-1.
pitches for Cannon this inning. There's the sinker. And the fourth play goes to second. And Cannon, after giving 2 early base runners, gets out of that jam. And we've played 3 innings of no runs. Cannon looks very happy there. Alec Burleson going to lead off here in the 4th inning. Hear a little bit of thunder. That sinker was a good pitch. Burleson now in the hole at 1-2. He's going to get a piece of that, but it's going to be an easy ground ball to second base.
He's out.
And Burleson is retired for the second time. Jason Dominguez, yeah, we need to work on that 234 average. That has got to be something like 260, 265. Has to be better. And I think he will be. And he's still very young, as is much of this team. So we are looking for a better season. As we told the GM, I mean, we promised a 64 to 70 win rebuilding promise. So we want to see that pay off. Well, it won't there. Jason Dominguez strikes out on the circle change. And that gives Skubal, I believe, 6 strikeouts now. 5 or 6. Lennon Sosa up with 2 outs. Fouls off the 4-seamer. He's in the hole 1-2. Gets a piece of the circle change. Yeah, let's battle these Tigers as much as we can. I would love to get a win here. But not going to happen there. Another strikeout. Tarek Skubal showing why he is a Cy Young winner. Go to the bottom of the 4th. No score. Riley Green's going to lead things off. Ooh, Cannon sneaks in that circle change. That was a beaut. That's a 1-2 count. Oh, Sosa can't make the play, and Green sneaks in a base hit there. Not sure if I should have dove. I probably should have. My concern was if I dove, we wouldn't have time to throw him out anyway. Let's watch the replay. Yeah, I mean, it's second base, so if I dive, maybe I have time. Yeah. Probably should have. All right. Another base runner to deal with if you are Cannon.
Ball 2.
Looking to get that fastball for the double play ball. There it was. Not a ground ball. It's going to be a fly ball. Brooks Baldwin ranges over, makes the play. Gets the ball back in. 1 away. And brings up Spencer Torkelson. We challenged him with the high inside fastball. 99 on the exit velo. And we strike him out on the 4-seamer at 93. 2 away. That's the 3rd strikeout for Jonathan Cannon. And a foul ball for Matt Meerling on the circle change. Jonathan Cannon looking extremely good right now. And he has given up some base runners, but he's battled back. There's that sweeper that Matt Meerling wasn't going to bite on. And there's the cutter inside. We've played 4 scoreless. Good job, Jonathan Cannon. We've got a pitcher's duel going on right now. As we speak of, we look at the tail of the tape. 3 hits given up by Cannon, only 1 for Skubal. No walks for us, only 1 for Skubal. 6 strikeouts for Skubal, 4 for us. Who will be the first to strike? Folsom Montgomery here in the 5th. Ah, that was the pitch. That was the pitch. Left that sinker over the middle, and we move the PCI placement. Got under that one. Lazy fly ball. F8 on your scorecard. Next up, our 1 hit, our Rule 5 catcher, Yoel Pozo. takes that four-seamer inside. And they're going to call that a strike. Wow. I think he got a favorable call. Pozo knows as a catcher he can't complain. Well, let's watch the replay. Was this a strike? You could argue it touched the zone, and with 2 strikes, you do have to protect. 2 away. Corey Julks, our 8th place hitter. And now I'm thinking of that outside zone. That's why I swung at that. A little bit in my head there. Skubal now with another favorable 1-2 count. And Julks battle back.
Ball 2.
Normally I'd say let that hit you, but that's 96 in the elbow. I don't think so. 2-2 count. Come on, Julks.
Full count.
That was 99 on the gun. We haven't had a lot of these. Full count. Tarek Skubal. We swing on the circle change and miss. Skubal mowing him down. We go to the bottom of the 5th. He's pitched to 1 hitter so far. No score. Well, look at Detroit. They're saying that Cole Keith is going to be a big part of their offense. Better than average, OPS, home runs, RBIs. They're going to say Zach McKinstry is going to lead him in stolen bases in Parker Meadows for WAR. But notice they're projecting the Tigers to go from 100 wins to 77 wins. What a huge drop-off. Some are attributing that to losses in free agency. Young swings on the sinker. Or excuse me, yeah, on the sinker. That's a 1-2 count. There's a fly ball on the sweeper. Jason Mingus is back. Not a bad hit for Paul DeYoung. He struggled with that pitch with the Cardinals. That's why I went to it. But he did hit it pretty well. But nevertheless, it is an out. 1 away. Jake Rogers is up.
Ball. That pitch is out.
I beg to differ. You called that a strike when we took it. And he calls a strike that time, appropriately. 2-1 count. 2-2 count. And he strikes out on the high inside fastball. Sit down, Jake Rogers. That's Jonathan Cannon's 5th strikeout. And he is showing he deserved to be our starter today, our opening day starter. Pitching extremely well. Enrique Hernandez with a 2-1 count. Fouls off the sweeper. Been a pretty good pitch for Jonathan Cannon today. Somehow, Hernandez found the bat on the ball with that sinker. And he strikes out on the circle change. 6 strikeouts for Jonathan Cannon. As he's going inning by inning with the Cy Young winner, Tarek Skubal. Yeah, he's getting up 2 more hits, but he's getting up the same number of runs. That being said, with opening day and the fact that we have a day off, it doesn't hurt to warm up people in the bullpen. And this year, I thought our bullpen last year was a strength, but I think our bullpen is even stronger this year. And so I'm going to just warm up a couple of arms, just a stretch and toss. Doesn't hurt, especially in the rain. Brooks Baldwin going to lead off. Oh, couldn't lay out that circle change. That's a 1-2 count. Skubal is showing signs that he's starting to wear down.
Nope. That's inside.
If you're looking at his pitch count, he's already at 83. And he could certainly go this inning. But will they bring him back out for the 7th? And every foul ball there helps our cause. So good job, Brooks Baldwin. He had to swing. I called that a strike earlier. Strikes out Brooks Baldwin. His 9th punch out of opening day. Speaking of getting punched out, here's Von Brown, who struck out twice today. 1 swinging and 1 looking. How about we put the ball in play, Von Brown? That's one way to do it. Unfortunately, it's a fly out to center field. But he did hit it pretty well. Still, though, no runs for our White Sox. We need to get it going. Come on, Andres Chaparro. Oh, they called that a strike. Yeah, I mean, it was a strike. They could have called it a ball. You could have called that a ball.
2-2 the count.
He did a 2-2. Chaparro does have good pop against lefties. 70 pop against lefties. But he strikes out there on the four-seamer. 10th strikeout of the day for the White Sox. Skubal, sharp on opening day. And here come the Tigers. That's a cool graphic. Meadows, Keith, and Green. 1, 2, and 3. Will Coach Mo send out Jonathan Cannon to face this lineup again? He is going to. I'll just strike on this sinker.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Parker Meadows 0 for 2 today. And he grounds it back to Jonathan Cannon, who can't make the play. Oh, Jonathan Cannon, help yourself. Oh, that's going to be... Is that going to be... call that a hit? Yep, they're calling it a hit. Oh, Jonathan Cannon. Did not help yourself out much there. Can he make the play here? He can. 1 away. Jonathan Cannon. Little nervous out there with him on defense, but he caught that. 1 down. Swings through the circle change, those Riley Green.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Barely gets a piece of that circle change. I'm feeling like bringing in the heat.
We got full count.
A little too inside, we got a full count. We went with the sinker and struck out Riley Green. That's a huge strikeout. The 7th strikeout for Jonathan Cannon. What a big pitch. Cannon reared back. Maybe got a little bit more to plate than he wanted, but it gets the strikeout. And now there's 2 away. And now I wonder if they're going to try to steal.
He's good.
Yeah, we're going to just keep Parker Meadows honest. And there's a ground ball to Chaparro.
Foul ball.
That's foul, though. And Cannon is at 97 pitches, so could this be his last inning?
Ball.
Couldn't get Cannon on the swing there. But we will switch our pitchers to warm up. Oh, where's the call? Jonathan Cannon is saying, where was that pitch? I want to know, too. Look at Cannon. He is disgusted. What are we doing? Look where that pitch is. That is all in the zone. A terrible call. And he gets the strikeout anyway, says Jonathan Cannon. I'll do it myself. As he shakes his head. Great job, Jonathan Cannon. He'll be no worse than the no decision, but he will be coming out in the 7th. But great opening day for Jonathan Cannon. And they're going to send Skubal out to pitch the 7th. Perhaps this is where we could get him. He's a little tired. If you look at his bar, it's pretty low. And every foul ball that Burleson does here helps the team. Good job, Alec Burleson. Not as good there. Strikes out on the circle change, and that is Skubal's 11th strikeout. Watch the termination. Throws that circle change, and it just drops out of the zone. And now Jason Dominguez, and it's 100 pitches for Tarek Skubal on opening day.
Ball 2.
Now he's at 101.
2 balls, 1 strike.
We are looking at a favorable 2-1 count. Maybe look outside and high. Oh, we were there. We were looking at it there. Unfortunately, we got too excited and we swung too early. 2-2 count. And that's going to be a base hit for Jason Dominguez. Only our 2nd hit of the day. And will that be enough to chase Tarek Skubal? It will be. Great game from Skubal. However, he still could get the loss if we could score that run. And Cannon could still get the win if we score that run. And they're going to bring in Jason Foley. Fantastic year in 2025. 2.19 ERA, 1.19 WHIP. Fantastic pitcher in 2025. Let's look at his numbers. He features a sinker, a slider, a four-seamer that can get up to 100, and a circle change. And Lennon Sosa is looking at a 1-2 count. And he's going to foul that off, and I think we're going to look to substitute, maybe. Let's see. We only have a 4-person bench. Who could play second base? What are we looking at here? Just trying to look at all my options. Jolks can play second. Ward can play first. Do we want to do a pinch hitter spot here? I think we will. I think we're going to go Ryan Ward. Yeah, we're going to bring in Ryan Ward. The Rule 5 pickup. He's a left-handed hitter. He's hitting 1-2. That'll hopefully neutralize that slider a bit. And they go with the sinker instead. And Ryan Ward strikes out in his first appearance of 2026. And now Colson Montgomery with 2 outs. 1-1 count. Come on, Colson. Yep. It looked like Jason Dominguez was getting a little extra lead there. Not surprised they threw over. Strikes on the sinker. And it's a 1-2 count. Come on, Colson Montgomery.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Let's count at 2. Good eye there. And the good news is now with a full count, the runner will be running on the pitch. So a double or one in the gap could score Jason Dominguez. A ground ball won't, though. And he grounds out to his counterpart. Tigers shutting out the White Sox so far. And we're shutting them out as well. We've got a little bit of a change to do here. We're going to put Ryan Ward at first base. We're going to put Chaparro at third base. And Jolks can play second. Then we're facing right. So we are going to go with John Curtis. Nice job, Jonathan Cannon. I'm going to let him get a little screen time here. Coach Mo says, hey, Jonathan, great job. Pat on the back. Cannon will get the no decision. And then comes John Curtis. Now, in 2024, which is the last time he pitched, yes, he only pitched in 3 games and had a 15 ERA. But his career has been one of success, and so we want to see what John Curtis can do for the White Sox this year. And he comes in hurling right out of the gates. 97 to Spencer Torkelson.
2 strikes.
Good slider there from Curtis. And we got to look at all of his pitches. We threw the 4-seamer, the 2-seamer, and the slider. One of each, and it results in 1 out. And up ends Matt Gerling. Barely gets a piece of that slider. And he strikes out on the 2-seamer. Yeah, John Curtis, this is, I think, a great pickup, Rule 5 for us. I really feel good about our bullpen this year. The great thing is the people that pitch well for us in last year's bullpen, a lot of them are in the minors ready to come up if we have any injuries or if someone can't pitch to form.
Did he go?
Paul DeYoung likes the fastball. That's why I'm trying to stay away from the zone. Full count.
Ball 4.
DeYoung draws the walk. Not the worst thing in the world in my world just because I know Paul DeYoung is good at hitting that fastball. It's one thing that Curtis doesn't feature is some sort of off speed. That's the off speed you've got. That slider 86. Not bad, not bad. 2-2 count. And he gets the strikeout, except this umpire refuses to call balls and strikes the way he's supposed to. Let's look to see where that is. Is that ball in the zone? I believe it is. Come on, sir. 3-2 count. And now the runner will be running. And he strikes out on the slider. We take matters into our own hands once again, as his umpire clearly wants the Tigers to win. Good job. Good work. John Curtis. Extra S. We'll go into the top of the 8th. No score, and we are going to warm up another pitcher because we have a lot of pitchers. We're carrying an extra pitcher, and we have our lefty already warm. They're going to go right, left, left. So I think what we're going to do, since it's the top of the 8th, I think we're actually going to warm up Ray Mata. We're going to sit Gonzalez, and then we're also going to warm up Anoli Paredes. And what I think we're going to do is I think we're going to let John Curtis pitch to Enrique Hernandez. And then we're going to bring in Ray Mata. That's the plan. Now, Foley against Pozo. We are going to let Pozo hit because he already has a hit today. Good eye from Pozo. 2-1 count. Pozo did a good job waiting on that slider. Good PCI placement. Good weight. Just foul. There's that sinker. Backhanded. Shortstop. Throw. Went away. Corey Julks has a 2-2 count. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder to pinch hit since we are one person short on the bench. Only carrying 4 position players for now. So we're going to let Julks hit. Full count. And Julks battle to get on base. Tries to hit it through. Oh, what a play at third. Spencer Torkelson makes the diving play. Wait, is he playing third? Maybe that's West. Who is that? Is that Keith? Keith? No, it's Hernandez. Nice play. Torkelson's over at first. All right, Brooks Baldwin. How about you be a hero today? That was your pitch to do it. Sinker right down the middle. Old Brooksy couldn't come through like he normally does. Fouls off that circle change. Sometimes it's hard for Brooks to swing with that cape on his back. It's hard for Superman sometimes to get around on pitches. 1-2 count. Another foul ball. This is the Brooks Baldwin battle we expected. He refuses to go down after a couple pitches. He could battle through 30 pitches. He's Brooks Baldwin. And you do not mess with number 27. Although that fan thought you could. And Brooks Baldwin! Man of the day, look at this! A solo shot from Brooks Baldwin! His first home run of the year. Our first home run of the year. The White Sox first run of the year. And Brooks Baldwin... 414 feet. A Brooks Baldwin classic. And they're like, yep, Brooks Baldwin struck again. Brooks Baldwin. I think he hit a slider. Perfect. Yeah, look at that PCI placement. Threw the slider, weighted perfectly. Perfect PCI placement. Only 45 power against righties, and it was enough. And now we have a 1-0 lead.
That's ball 2.
I was thinking about taking Von Brown out, but with his speed, I think I want him to stay in, and for the defensive purposes now. So yeah, I think he's going to stay in because we have the lead. Foul ball on that slider. Yeah, who knows what Von Brown can do for us this year. He's of the Rule 5s, he's the one I'm expecting the least amount of. I do like his speed off the bench, though. So even if he isn't a bat, he could keep his spot just from the speed. And this year is all about just getting these Rule 5 guys into our system. Holding, we're not expecting to win anything this year, so getting them into the system, and then if we have to, we can send them down in the minors. But he does draw a walk, and now his speed could be a factor, as the Tigers will counter with Tyler Holton, the lefty, who had a really good season last year. Not fantastic, but 3.60 ERA, 19% strikeout rate, 7 walk rate, but a whip of 1.03. And they're going to bring him in to face Andres Chaparro, who has good power against lefties. So interesting they brought him in. Cutter, sinker, circle, sweeper, not very fast. But he's all about the placement. And we're going to take a strike on the cutter there. I gave up that pitch too soon. But now I've gotten a look at it. 2-2 count. And it's a runner. And it's a stolen base. And it's a steal. Great job there for Von Brown. His first stolen base of the year. Now he's in scoring position. And that's a pretty good jump. Stolen base. Gotta love that speed. So now a runner in scoring position for Andres Chaparro. Good foul ball on that cutter. Make him work. Yeah, I do think with 2 outs, I will definitely be sending that runner. And we're not going to be able to score on that. That's a foul. Sorry, a pop-up. It's a shortstop. Stretch time, 7th-inning stretch. Excuse me. Bottom of the 8th, not bottom of 7th. As we watch the replay of Brooks Baldwin and the disbelief on the Tiger fans as the White Sox, even though they're out hit 4-3, currently have a 1-0 lead. And as we mentioned, we're going to let John Curtis pitch to Enrique Hernandez, who is 0-2 in the day. And he swings at strike 2, high two-seam fastball. And he strikes out on the slider. John Curtis is going to face one batter here in the 8th and retires him. And now we're going to bring in the lefties. We're going to bring in Ray Mata. Good job, John Curtis, with 2 S's. And in comes for his first appearance, Ray Mata, the lefty setup man. And we're also going to warm up James Karinchak. Get him ready for the 9th. Freitas is ready in case we need him. John Curtis did a good job. Turning it over now to Ray Mata. Face Parker Meadows. Oh, look at that delivery from Ray Mata. That's going to fool some batters. Woo. The 3/4 underhand sidewinder. Ray Mata is coming from a different arm slot. That is definitely going to throw off some batters. And the sweeper, Corey Julks makes the play, 1 away. Retires Parker Meadows for the 2nd out. Ray Mata is definitely going to give them a different look. That is for sure. And a 1-2 count against Cole Keith. Oh no, he's going to sneak that ball in there. And the tying run gets to first, and the go-ahead run comes to plate. Cole Keith found a way to squirt that ball as we were playing on the lines. And Riley Green now has a 3-1 count. And the sweeper doesn't find the zone. And the Tigers now have a tying run in second and the go-ahead run at first base. And up comes Kerry Carpenter. Come on, Ray Mata. Strike on this changeup.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
One strike away from getting out of this inning. Oh, the sweeper's going to get hit in the play at the plate. Here comes the ball from Brooks Baldwin, and we don't make the play. And the Tigers tie the game at 1-1. Ray Mata gives up a run. It all came down to that blue pit. And, man, we have the ball in left field. Brooks Baldwin just doesn't have the arm. And that's going to be all for Ray Mata. And we're going to bring in Noli Paredes. So we give up a run in the 8th. And in comes another Rule 5 pickup, Noli Paredes. Fantastic season last year with a 1.66 ERA. Did give up a high walk to strikeout ratio, but that whip is still pretty good. Fortunately, though, the game's tied at 1-1. We're facing Spencer Torkelson, who is 0 for 3 on the day.
2-2 to count.
And we get the slider to even the count at 2-2. Fouls off the sinker inside. Oh, can't get the call. Paredes, a little bit more into it. He's been watching the game. He knows that we haven't been getting the calls much. And there's the slider. Jason Dominguez back, makes the catch. Well, we don't give up the lead, but Kerry Carpenter comes through with a clutch hit. The Tigers out hit us 6-3 and tie the game 1-1. Now we're going to be sending out Burleson, 3, 4, and 5. Now Karinchak, we're going to have him ready and waiting. I think we're also going to have Cam Boozer warm up. He gives the righty-lefty. All right, Alec Burleson, you're 0 for 3. It's a control pitcher. What can you do?
Nope.
Good take from Alec Burleson, as the Tigers have dual action going in the bullpen. The lefty Herder and the righty Best. Good eye from Alec Burleson. Would we pinch run for Alec Burleson if he got on first? Maybe.
Nope.
And we're going to get the walk there, and now we'll find out. I don't think we're going to pinch run for him yet. Let's see. Melendez, 43 speed, 33 speed, 52 speed. No, we will not be pinch running for Alec Burleson. All right, Jason Dominguez, hitting from the right side this time. 2-1 count. Good eye, Jason Dominguez. Now it's going to be a 3-1 count, and we are going to ambush hit on the inner part of the plate. Cutter went outside, so it's a good take. Could have been a ball. Umpire certainly would have called that a ball if we'd thrown it. And there's ball 4. Good hold, Jason Dominguez. First and second with nobody out, and now it's Ryan Ward's chance. But we might be doing something different than Ryan Ward. 33 bunt. 37 bunt. 38 bunt. Do we want to bunt here? Melendez can't bunt, but he could certainly play first. I think we're going to bring in Ivan Melendez for his first at bat of the year. All right, Ivan Melendez. 1-1 count. Foul ball on the cutter. Melendez, another Rule 5 pickup for this team, but look at that power against lefties, 63. Don't like the clutch number, though. And he strikes out on the cutter. Melendez off the bench, can't come through. And now we have Colson Montgomery, and it's lefty on lefty crime, hopefully, for Colson Montgomery. Swings on the cutter. That is the primary pitch. Favorite pitch of Tyler Holden. Fouls off the circle change. Yeah, it's primarily been circle change and cutter. I don't know if he'll try to sneak something else in here.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Cutter again. Evens count at 2. Oh, good hold on the sweeper from Colson Montgomery. I wanted to swing at that so badly. We got Pozo on deck. A bases loaded Pozo bat would be nice. Colson Montgomery, swing if it's a strike. And the cutter gets him. Tyler Holden gets the second out, and he's going to be pulled for the righty. Will Vest, and this is 54 out of 59 saves last year. That is impressive. A 4-to-1 strike out to walk ratio, 2 ERA, 1.06 WHIP. Is this when you want to bring in the rookie, Kyle Teal? Pozo is 1 for 3, but we are going to bring in the rookie. We're going to bring in Kyle Teal to face. This is going to be his first Major League at bat. Kyle Teal, welcome to the majors. 1-1 count. Best features a fastball, slider, sinker, and changeup. He had a little bit of giddy up in his hitch there. He had a little bit of a pause thing. He went in his delivery and kind of threw me off a bit.
Yep, that ball went
Yeah, he
out.
does that little bitty quirky thing. He throws it. Interesting. 2-2 count. Can't let that throw me off. Watch the ball. We strike out. The first at bat is a strikeout for Kyle Teal. And Best gets the strikeout. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Tigers. We're going to send up Beerling. And I think we're going to keep Paredes out there. That's strike 2.
1 ball,
Paredes trying to get us into
2
the
strikes.
10th inning. And that's a strikeout, but they don't call it. And that's the strikeout, and they finally call it because they have to. Yeah, this umpire certainly is not doing us any favors today. Wow. I mean, I hate to complain, but I just said the umpire didn't say favors, and he calls that a ball. Oh, we got lucky. Aldi Young got a lot of that ball. I think the rain is holding it down. 2 away. Ooh, I'd have been hot. That'd have been a home run. I would not have been happy. Jake Rogers. 2-1 count. Paredes grounds out to Colson Montgomery. A throw, the out, and we are going into extras. Free baseball here on opening day. Ghost runners for both teams will be in place, and that's why I held out using our closer. Wanted his clutch rating for this inning. Ghost runners on, and we are going to have what speed? What speed do we have out there? We have 52 speed for Kyle Teal. Corey Joltz. Brooks Baldwin could play second. And Fletcher can play left field. Yep, we're going to bring in Fletcher. Fletcher's going to come off the bench. At the very least, he wants to move the runner over to third. Backs him off the plate. Freddie Freeman closing in on 400 home runs and 2,500 hits. 2-1 count for Dominic Fletcher. At least he wants to move the runner over, at the very least.
Ball 3.
And Machado also closing in on 400 home runs. He needs 28 this year to reach the 400 club. 3-1 count. We are going to look inside. There it was. I think that was a strike, but our PCI placement was just too low. That ball is crushed, but foul. That would have been a home run had he straightened it out just a bit. Good job, Dominic Fletcher, but we need you to put that ball in play. That's a smash. That's a perfect. Hold the runner. Dominic Fletcher, good job. That was a perfect swing from Dominic Fletcher. And now we have a runner on first and third and nobody out. Dominic Fletcher nearly hit a home run and then follows that up with a smash hit. Perfect swing. And now Brooks Baldwin, who has our only run with his solo shot. Can he come through again? Of course he will. It's Brooks Baldwin after all. Swings and misses on that one. All right, Brooks, we're going to have you choke up. I know you hit a home run. We're going to have you choke up. Put this ball in play. A lot of people would cower under pressure, but not Brooks Baldwin. He's a team player. He's going to choke up even on a 2-2 count. Fouls that away on the slider. Come on, Brooks Baldwin. Brooks Baldwin lines out, and you got to be kidding me. The line out, tag out. Oh, no. And now we have 2 outs. Oh, this is not good. Von Brown, wow, how did that happen? He went from being in the driver's seat to crashing in the parking lot in a blink of an eye. From first and third, nobody out, the man on third with 2 outs.
That's in. Ball 2.
And we're down to the Rule 5 pickup, Von Brown, who's 0 for 3 in the day. He's going to hit this back in the middle, and it's a run scores. Von Brown with a single and an RBI. And the White Sox take a 2-1 lead. His first major league hit, his first RBI. And they're going to keep that baseball. What a big moment for Von Brown in his major league debut. Gets his first RBI, and we take the 2-1 lead. Great PCI placement. That ball was high and outside, and Von Brown just hit it where it was, right back up the middle. And for now, we have the lead at 2-1. Now, Andres Chaparro, who's 0 for 4 in the day, has a chance maybe to do some more damage. He crushes that ball. 101 on the exit velo, but just got a little bit ahead of it. That ball was hit extremely hard. And he strikes out on the high slider. 0 for 5 for Chaparro on the day. But Von Brown gets the big 2-out hit. And the White Sox, for the time being, have a 2-1 lead. Okay, so we are going to put Brooks Baldwin at second. Fletcher in maybe right field. And Dominguez will go to left. And we are going to bring in the closer. James Karinchak for his first opportunity of 2026. Last year he started out as the setup man, became the closer when we made the trade. Greatest, you did your job. But it's time for James Karinchak, who last year, when he got the opportunity, 16-19 in save opportunities, 3.41 ERA, a high whip for a closer, especially a high walk rate. That's what you worry about. With a runner on second and nobody out, he's going to face 9-1 and 2. He gets the foul ball from Enrique Hernandez here. You really want the strikeout against the 9-hitter here. And that's a strikeout. They don't call it. And Karinchak, the 4th White Sox pitcher to jaw the umpire today. I mean, let's go back and get the robot umpires, because this is getting a little out of hand. Foul ball from Hernandez. Now it's a 3-2 count. And we're going to get a pop-up, and that is not going to advance the runner. Melendez over to make the play. Karinchak picks up that first important out because the runner does not advance. Now we're back to Parker Meadows. Swings for the 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
2 strikes.
That's a dribbler down the third base line, and it is just foul. Whew. Dangerous. And he strikes out on the knuckle curve. James Karinchak, big strike out there, and there's 2 away. And the Tigers are down to their last batter. Let's watch this. Karinchak, the bottom just drops out of that knuckle curve. And they're down to Cole Keith.
Ball.
Takes that high heat and does nothing with it.
1 strike.
That ball is going to be hit out to Jason Dominguez in left field. And he is going to make the play. And the White Sox win 2-1 on opening day. How about that? Heroes to go around. A fantastic outing from Jonathan Cannon, who went 6 strong innings. The bullpen, for the most part, did a fantastic job. A little rough start for Ray Mata, as he does give up the 1 run to the Tigers. The Paredes came in and got the win. Shutout innings. Karinchak comes in and gets the save. We only got 5 hits, but they were timely. Brooks Baldwin with a solo home run. President of the Brooks Baldwin fan club, I'm very happy to see him get that solo shot. But how about the 2-out hit from Von Brown? Here we see the replay of Brooks Baldwin with the solo shot. And there's the hit from Carpenter that tied it up. And then finally, in the 10th, with 2 outs, as the things look desperate for us, is this the double play? Well, this was best getting up. But how about, there's the hit. Brown back up the middle. After what appeared to be a disastrous first and third, nobody out, line out double play, but the White Sox get the win. And more importantly, all of our ratings are going to go up in those key spots, including the salary cap, which is what I'm really excited for. An exciting start to the season for 2026. But at least for one day, the Chicago White Sox are undefeated and leading the division.